Hey there everyone, today I want to go through a new feature in Microsoft Forms, and that is the ability to do sections and to do some branching or some jumping around in sections. Really cool. So if you just open this form that I created here, you'll see I've got a section and a heading for each section, and then another section here, section 1, section 2, and I've got a number of questions going in here, section 3, etc, etc. So if I just create a new form so you can see how it is that I've done this. So if I go to add new, and then the drop down thing here, we have got section. All right, so I've created a new section, so I can call this section 1 and give it a description, and then I can ask questions within that section. Okay, so if I put a few questions within that section, and then I'm going to add new, and again go to section. All right, so now I've got section 2. So this will open the form on a new page. So the new section will only be one page. Section 2 will now be on a separate page, which I think looks really nice, and in terms of the structure of when you're doing a form, it looks really good. So you've got the same thing where you can add images on the section here. So let's just quickly search for an image and put that one in there. It's really easy to do. So we've got section 1, we've got section 2 now, and I can add a few questions in there. Let's have a text question and another rating question. Okay. If I preview now what this is looking like, you can see I've got section 1 going there with the 2 questions, next, and now I'm into section 2, where I can answer that question and rate that, and then I've got to submit. Okay, so you can see how that looks. If I change the theme a little bit here, so it looks a bit nicer. There we go. Section 1 and then section 2. Okay, so some of the other things that you can do here is you can duplicate the section. So if you've got a number of questions like the one I just showed you, you can just duplicate the whole section and change a few things if you want to. You can remove the section, just the section and the question, so that'll leave the questions there, or you can move it. All right, so you can move it around and say, okay, I actually want section 1 to go after section 2 now. All right, so you've got some options there, and if you hit the 3 dots by the section heading. The other thing I want to show you is the branching in Forms. Okay, so in Forms we have this really cool feature where you've got some branching options where you can get things to jump around. So in this section here, I can do some branching option, and I've always been able to do this in Forms based on the answer to this question here, I can now jump to different sections in the form, which is really cool. So you might say, you know, your initial form might just be 1 or 2 questions, and as the result of that question, you might want to jump to a different section. Before it was a little bit confusing because we just had it all on one page. But now I can say, based on question 2 here, we're going to jump to section 2. Or in this one here, we're going to jump to section 1. All right, and the same thing here. After you finish section 1, you can go to the end of the form, where you can go to other sections that I've created. So you've got this branching feature, which is really cool in Forms, and it also works for sections, questions in the section, and also at the end of the section. So if we have a look now, and I'll preview that. So this one here, and I'm going to go for option 1, and option 1 takes me to section 2. So there we go, a few new features in Microsoft Forms to do with sections.